Hello student. Today is third lecture of periodic properties. In previous lectures we have already discussed about the Mendeleev's periodic law, old form of periodic table and new long form of periodic table. Today we will discuss about the structure of periodic table. Division of elements into S, P, D and F blocks. In the long form of periodic table, the overall structure of that periodic table, it is divided into broadly 4 blocks. These blocks are known as S block, P block, D block and F block. The division of elements into these blocks are purely dependent on the configuration of a particular atom. Like if the last electron of a particular atom enters into the s orbital, then it is known as s block element. If it is in d block, then it is known as d block. If last electron enters into p orbital, then it is known as p block element, and if in f orbital, it is known as f block elements. So the division into the block is totally dependent on the configuration of the particular atom. First we will discuss about the S block element. S block element is comprises of the first two row, that is group 1 and group 2, or in older version it is known as group 1A and group 2A. So all the elements which are present in these groups are known as S block elements. All the S block elements, if we are talking about the configuration of all the S block elements, the last electron enter into the S orbital of all the elements which are present in S block. It consists of the groups 1 and 2, as I have already told you, and the configuration of outermost shell is mostly NS1 for group 1 and NS2 for group 2 respectively. Like all group 1 elements, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, these are having NS1 configuration. The outermost S orbital is having single electron, whereas in case of group 2 elements, that is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium, its general configuration is NS2. That means the outermost S orbital is having 2 electrons. That's why the valency of group 1 is 1 and the valency of group 2 is 2 usually. These are known as alkali metals and alkaline earth metals respectively. That means S block is having two different type of groups. The group 1 elements are known as alkali metals and group 2 elements are known as alkaline earth metals. So the general configuration of S block element can be written as NS1-2. 1-2 means 1 electron or 2 electron. General characteristics of S block elements. All the elements which are present in a particular elements are having some general characteristics. That means some characteristics are common among all the elements which are present in a single block. So all the elements which are present in S block are having some similar characteristics, and I will discuss all these characteristics one by one here. So the first characteristic is that they are soft metal having low melting and boiling points. That means although these are metals, but these metals are very soft. If you have seen the sodium, you know that it is very soft. That means you can cut the sodium with the help of knife and blade. Whereas if we are talking about the copper or iron, it is not possible to cut these metals. So all the metals which are present in the S block elements, alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, are very soft. Although they are having the properties of metals like luster, etc. They look like a metal, but these metals are very soft so that you can cut these metals with the help of the knife. They have low ionization enthalpy. Low ionization enthalpy, that means ionization is very easy. These elements can be ionized very easily, and that is because the last electron enters into the s orbital. So it is very easy to remove the electron from the s orbital as compared to others. Next is they are very reactive. Because their high reactivity, they are never found in pure in nature. Like most of the elements which are present in S block are found as their salts, like sodium chloride, potassium chloride, sodium nitrate, potassium nitrate, etc. So these are very reactive. We can never leave sodium in open atmosphere because it readily reacts with moisture, and that's why it is never kept outside the environment. Usually it is kept in some oil, it is immersed in some oil to stop its reactivity. So most of the elements which are present in S block, although these are metals, but these are very highly reactive. And again, the reason for the reactivity is their low ionization enthalpy, because if element can be easily ionized, in that case it can easily donate its electron to form bonds. Then they act as strong reducing agent. Obviously they easily release the electrons, that's why they are act as strong reducing agent. They can easily reduce the other elements or other material. Then most of them impart characteristic color to flame. That means when these elements are burned into the flame, you will find a characteristic color for each elements. Then mostly form ionic compounds except lithium and beryllium. So obviously, as these are able to easily release the electrons, they can easily donate the electrons, so obviously they can easily form the ionic compound. In case of lithium beryllium, as the size of lithium and beryllium is very small, so nucleus is very close to the outside of the molecule, and that's why the ionization is slightly difficult as compared to the other. Like in case of sodium, sodium is larger in size as compared to the lithium and beryllium. So electron can easily be removed from outer orbital. More the distance of electron from the nuclei, it is easier to remove the electron. In case of lithium and beryllium, they are very smaller in size. S orbital is very near to the nucleus. So it is quite difficult to remove the electron as compared to the sodium or potassium. Next is p block elements. The elements in which the last electron enters into the p orbital of their outermost energy level are called p block elements. Like in case of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18th group. All the elements which are present in these groups, in these if we see the electronic configuration of these elements, you can easily see that all the last electrons enter into the p orbital of outermost shell or outermost energy level. So from group 13 to 18 is known as p block elements, and general configuration of these groups are ns2 np1 to ns2 np6. That means in outermost p orbital there may be 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron and so on up to the 6 electrons. That's why there are total number of groups in p block is 6. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So there are total number of groups are 6. Like here in boron, in NP1 it is having last configuration NP1, then in case of carbon it is NP2, then NP3, NP4, NP5 and NP6 respectively. Thus the general electronic configuration we can say it is NS2 NP1 to 6. General characteristics of p block elements. Just like s block elements, all the elements which are present in p blocks are having some common characteristics. First common characteristic, they include both metals and non-metals. That means in p block elements, some elements are metals and some elements are non-metals. In this group, mixture of metals and non-metals are there. There is a regular gradation from metallic to non-metallic character. Although some are metal and some are non-metals, but from one side it is metallic character to non-metallic character it is going. It is not like that metals and non-metals are scattered in the p block. It is going from one side to another side. Mostly it is from the left side to the right side. Left side elements are more metallic in nature and on right side gradually it is going to the non-metallic character. The metallic character increases as we go down into the groups. That means in period, if we are going forward, the metallic character decreases and in group it is increases. Their ionization enthalpy are relatively high as compared to s block elements. Obviously removing electron is easier in case of s block elements and last electron enters into the s, but here the last electron enters into the p and it is very difficult to remove the electrons. So the ionization enthalpy are relatively higher. They form mostly covalent bonds. Obviously if ionization enthalpies are higher, then in that case they will prefer to form covalent compound, not ionic compound, because for ionic compound it required to remove electron, but in covalent compound the sharing of electrons takes place. So if the ionization enthalpy is high, that means removal of electron is difficult. In that case the probability of forming covalent bond is more common. Next is some of them shows more than one oxidation state in their compounds. Some of them, that means some compounds show variable oxidation number, but not all. Like in D, most of them show variable oxidation number, but here only few elements show the variability in the oxidation state. Next, there occurs a gradation from reducing to oxidizing properties as we move across the periods of this block. Initially, there is more reducing characters, and as we move forward on right side, the oxidizing property increases, like oxygen is having better oxidizing properties. Now these are some common facts about the S and P block elements, that these compounds commonly known as representative elements. That means all the elements which are present in S and P blocks are characterized as representative elements. The elements in last group that means the group of noble gases. So the elements of last group having NS2-NP6 configuration are called noble gases. All the orbitals in the valence shell of the noble gases are completely filled and they have no tendency to lose or gain electrons. As in case of noble gases, you can see here that NS2 and NP6. So the last orbital or last shell also is totally filled. S orbital is filled and p orbital is also filled. So obviously it is very difficult to remove the electron. As we have already know that the removal of electron from half filled or full filled orbital is most difficult task. So as the removal of electron is very difficult, that's why they are having very low reactivity. Two chemically important groups of non-metals are known as halogen, that is group 17, and chalcogens, that is group 16. Chalcogens is the group which is starting from the oxygen. So the group having oxygen is known as chalcogens. Similarly, the group which is starting from the fluorine is known as halogen. These two groups of the elements can readily accept 1 and 2 electrons respectively to attain noble gas configuration, and usually they form univalent and divalent negative ions. In these elements, the non-metallic character increases as we move forward. So these are some common facts about the S and P block elements. This is all for today. Thank you for listening carefully. Today we discussed about the S and P block elements. In next class we will discuss about D and F block elements.